One morning, the house was too quiet. No footsteps, no bark, no "let's play." And suddenly, every room felt colder. The games stopped, the stories stopped, but the love? That didn't. Type hashtag forever Bluey if love never ends, even when the story does. The dream bandit won't wake from.
We need that one too.
Okay.
And that one.
What if the episode is one long dream bandit refuses to leave? He hears her laugh, feels her hug, but every time he reaches her, she disappears behind a corner. He wakes up sweating, or worse, smiling.
Ew, Dad, what's that?
Huh? Oh, looks like gravy.
Ew!
Yep, gravy.
Have you ever had a dream so sweet it hurt to open your eyes? Bandit sleeps through dinner. He whispers, "Just 5 more minutes." Chili touches his shoulder. He says, "I was with her." What if the whole episode is Bandit's dream, and Bluey's still alive there? If this is true, then this isn't a goodbye. It's a father refusing to wake up. But what if Bandit isn't the only one holding on? What happens when Chili can't stop playing a game? For a little girl who never shows up? The backyard game that never ends. What if Chili plays because stopping would mean she's really gone? Every day, Chili sets up Bluey's favorite game. Every day, no one plays it with her. She says, "Just 5 more minutes," even when the sun goes down. Have you ever kept doing something small, just so it wouldn't feel over? The garden hose still has Bluey's bite marks. The sprinkler always points to Bluey's old spot. Chili claps once and says, "Ready?" Silence. What if this is Chili's ritual? Her way of keeping Bluey alive. If this is true, then the game isn't for fun, it's for memory. But some grief isn't loud. Some grief sits in silence. What happens when Bingo loses her sister and her voice? Bingo stops talking.
There'll be...
What if Bingo tried to become Bluey? Because that's the only way to keep her close. She stops talking, starts mimicking Bluey's games, Bluey's words, Bluey's laugh. It's beautiful and terrifying. Have you ever seen a child carry someone else's memory because they couldn't let go?
Take care of Gloria and Lampy. Yes, I will. And...
All right, come on.
She draws Bluey's favorite animal, sleeps in Bluey's bed, whispers wackadoo before falling asleep. What if Bingo believes Bluey will come back? If she can just become her? If this is true, then Bingo isn't just grieving. She's protecting what's left of her sister. But what happens when even the house starts letting go? When the rooms get quieter and Bluey starts disappearing from more than just memory?
real bad.
The day the house forgot her. What if the house itself starts forgetting Bluey? Photos fade, books vanish. Even Bingo says, "I can't remember her voice." Chili panics. Bandit breaks down. They try to remember, but memory is slipping through their fingers. Have you ever fought to remember someone and felt them fading anyway? A sticker on the wall is torn. A bed frame is moved. Bluey's toothbrush, gone. What if grief is a spell and the house is trying to move on? Showing clearly that forgetting isn't cruelty. It's a form of survival, even when it hurts. What about in moments when the family tries to rest? When they try to sleep? How would Bluey's absence affect that?
Mom, I got her out. Give it here.
The star that doesn't move in sleepy time.
Before you know it, you get used to it.
What if Bluey never really left, but became something permanent? The star doesn't swirl. It doesn't move. It just waits, watching. It doesn't feel like a dream. It feels like a promise. Bingo knows it. And so does Chili. There's no sound, no need, because the love they gave her still glows in the sky.
I'm sorry too, Bingo.
Have you ever looked up at a star and whispered their name? The star sparkles in Bluey's exact color. Bingo doesn't reach for it. She waves. Chili places a hand on her heart without realizing it. What if Bluey chose not to return? What if she stayed up there to keep watch, so her family would never be alone again? If this is true, then Bluey didn't drift away. She became the one thing they'll always see, even in the dark. room she still visits. What if Bluey's room wasn't empty, just visited? Chili can't bring herself to open the door. Bandit dusts the bookshelf once a month. And Bingo? She swears she hears singing. Have you ever kept a room untouched because cleaning it meant admitting it was over?
Look, Bluey. Dad, Kiwi's around.
A music box plays on its own. A pillow is slightly out of place. Bingo whispers, "Good night, Bluey," every night. What if Bluey still visits, not to haunt, but to check in? This means Bluey's room isn't frozen in grief. It's alive in memory. And that door, it doesn't hide the past. It holds everything they still feel.
Well, I guess you're the experts.
But even if Bluey became a star, one question still haunts them all. Did we say goodbye? Or did she leave before anyone knew how?
Heavy.
The goodbye that never happened.
Well, I don't really want to.
What if Bluey's last day kept replaying? Because no one ever got to say goodbye? Each version of the day changes. A missed wave, a forgotten lunch, a kiss that never lands. It's like the episode won't stop trying until they get it right. But they never do. Have you ever wished for one more chance, just to say what you didn't?
Oh, don't get distracted, Bluey.
Bandit touches the lunchbox and says, "I think I forgot something." Chili stands in the hallway too long. Bingo hesitates before bed, then says nothing. What if the episode loops? Not because they miss her, but because she's waiting for their goodbye.
I really think you should get
There it is.
This shows that memory isn't a timeline. It's a doorway they keep trying to walk back through. Maybe Bluey's loss will also show up in items around the house. What if a simple piece of clothing could hold so much meaning?
Oh, it all looks so good, babe.
The shoes no one grows into. What if grief isn't in what we lose, but in what we never got to use? Bluey's feet were supposed to grow. Her path was supposed to widen. But these shoes? They never got dirty, never left the closet. They're the size she would have worn if time hadn't stopped. Have you ever saved something for someday and realized someday never came? The shoes still have the price tag. Chili whispers, "You would have loved these." Bandit walks past and doesn't look. What if Bluey does wear them in Bingo's dreams? If this is true, then growing older isn't the only thing grief takes. It takes the milestones, the inches, and the tiny shoes no one ever fills.
Thanks, little froggy.
But what if Bluey left her goodbye in a different way? Not with a hug, not with a word, but through something she asked Bingo to draw.
The fairies must think you stink.
What?
The drawing Bingo wasn't supposed to find.
Baboon?
Change the channel.
What if Bluey still speaks to Bingo, but only in dreams? Bingo doesn't remember drawing it, but she knows it's from Bluey. She says, "She wanted you to see this. It's Bluey, with wings, with light, with a smile." Have you ever had a child bring you something that felt like it came from someone you lost?
Oh, hello?
Hannah, down.
The wings match the onesie from Onesies. The star in the background is the same as Sleepy Time. Bandit whispers, "She always did love to draw." What if Bluey's voice still reaches Bingo because Bingo's the only one still dreaming?
What?
If this is true, then Bluey's not trying to come back. She's trying to remind them she never really left. But what happens when the family tries to move on? When they hang a new portrait and the spot where Bluey used to be is left blank?
Oh, I'm sure she won't.
No!
The family portrait with one empty spot.
There's definitely something weird going on. What? God!
What if the only way to keep Bluey close is to leave space for her? The drawing is beautiful. Bingo's smiling. Chili and Bandit are close together. But where Bluey should be, there's light. No face, no name, just space. Have you ever set the table for someone just so the room wouldn't feel wrong, Bluey's name is still written in faint pencil on the bottom. Chili wipes the glass, but never touches that corner. Bingo adds a blue sticker, right where her sister would have stood.
They're both melted!
What if the portrait is unfinished? Because some hearts choose to leave space for someone they'll always carry. If that's the case, then Bluey's not lost. She's woven into the silence, held in blank corners, loved in the space they never fill. They'll keep her spot in the photo. They still whisper her name, but memory fades, no matter how hard you hold on. And one day, they try to press play, just to hear her voice again. But what happens when even the memories start breaking? The video that never finishes. What if the only video they have won't let them finish it? They try again. Every time, the video ends at the same spot, right before she says, "I love you." Have you ever clung to a voicemail, a video, a sound, afraid that deleting it would mean forgetting them forever? The TV remote shakes in Bandit's hand. Chili says, "Don't rewind it again." Bingo hums the song Bluey sang in that clip. What if Bluey's voice only plays when her family is ready to hear it? This would mean that memories don't always last, but the ache they leave behind, that's how we know they mattered.